As we talk about the very slow box office week of October 3rd. I bet if the Taylor Swift movie didn't release, this would probably be one of the worst box office weeks of all time. Yeah, it probably would be. Kind of like although August of this year was a very bad week as well. Very bad time for the box office as well here. Yeah. Also, the bad guys continue to make money in the theaters. Yeah. This movie was written off as a flop, but international box office to save the movie as well here because it's finally releasing in Australia. It's actually done very, very well in that country as well. So, Bad Guys 3 might be coming as well, but I think, there might be an actual problem with the series, despite having good wigs like the first one did, is the fact that there wasn't very much franchise growth with Bad Guys 2 and Bad Guys 1. Also, Bad Guys 2 didn't have as great wigs as the first one as well here. The first movie made like $97 million. The second one didn't really do too well here. But yeah. As a franchise, the first and second movie did very similar, but this might be a pretty big problem if they make a third movie and, it does even worse as well. So the franchise growth, hasn't really happened for that franchise. The Taylor Swift, the official release party of a Soul Girl. So this is only in theaters for this week and has made $46 million globally as well here. So this is basically exclusive premiere of the music video. The video for you alongside behind the scenes footage of the music video and lyric videos as well here. So yeah, they have released this into the theaters. It has done $46 million globally as well here. And it has released in these countries as well here. So yeah, it has done very, very well. Taylor Swift has kind of saved this week's box office from being an absolute flop. Then we have one battle after another. This movie is not really doing too well to justify its $140 million budget. So yeah, another big failure for Warner Bros. Again, actually not big failure for Warner Bros. The first failure in a long time for Warner Bros. Considering the fact that Minecraft movie to Conjuring has been very good for Warner Bros. Every movie broke even and made money for them. Everyone, you can't win all the time, obviously, So the Smashing Machine, no one's watching this. Despite Dwayne Johnson being in the movie, no one cares. It really shows that even Dwayne Johnson can't save movies now. So, Dwayne Johnson can't even save movies now. So, yeah. Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. Vindicated again award. This movie is a flop. Yep. This movie needs to make like $30 million to break even. And it has horrendous wigs. Okay, these are horrendous wigs. Okay, for a movie. That should be, if it wasn't having bad wigs, it would be singing a different song. But it's also doing very poorly internationally. Of course, the international box office could save the movie as it isn't really out in many major countries like France as well. But it isn't really doing too well internationally. It has done the best in Mexico, but outside of that, this movie hasn't really done too well. It also done very well in Australia. Maybe Gary's Dollhouse is popular in Australia. It also has done surprisingly well in Italy, but not a very good start, not a very good box office for this movie, and it's probably one of DreamWorks' biggest failures yet as well. Okay, again, who asked for a Gabby's Dollhouse movie? That's the real question, okay? The Conjuring The Last Rites has done very well, not rigs-wise, but it has made a lot of money at the box office as well, yeah, but it has not really had very great rigs compared to its opening as well here. Really shows you that this movie had a very front-loaded opening as well here. So that means this movie is the highest grossing movie in the franchise, but had the worst rigs in the franchise. So pick your poison on that one. So, Demon Slayer, which also isn't having very good rigs in the US as well here, as this movie, very similar to Conjuring, was a very front-loaded opening. But I think the theaters were probably very happy about this movie doing very well because, of course, it brought them a lot of money. And this movie continues to bring money for theaters, despite, I think this movie is going to lose most of its theaters next week. Avatar got re-released into the theaters. This movie already was a very big success. This is just a marketing stunt for the third movie, so kind of like they re-released the first movie to promote the second movie as well here. So yeah, this movie is basically promoting the third movie. Strangers Chapter 2, yeah, Lionsgate, you really messed up on this one, okay? The first Strangers movie, I think people really hated that movie, but they made a second movie and no one watched it. Yeah, yeah, we're not getting a Chapter 3, too bad. Good Boy, no one, I don't think anyone is interested in this movie. This is the horror movie they kept promoting about the dog as well. Yeah, these numbers don't look too great as well. Okay, yeah. Okay, for a movie that had for a successful movie that had a release, look at K-pop Demon Hunters. That did way better, and that was also on Netflix too. So The Long Walk, not really doing too well. Stephen King really dropped the ball on this one. Downton Abbey, the finale. This movie is actually having pretty decent international legs, but this is the last Downton Abbey movie, thank God. Okay, we're finally done with Downton Abbey. As well. It'll also probably do decently in Mexico as well, as Mexico is one of the bigger markets for movies as well here. It has not released there yet. It probably won't do well in Japan because Japan doesn't like Downton Abbey. Not too surprising. I don't think most people in the U.S. care about this franchise. Then we have him, Jordan Peele's first flop. Yeah, this is literally his first flop as well. Okay, and his movies don't really do too well outside the U.S. with its highest grossing market in Netherlands as well here. And heck, countries you never see in the box office are shown here like Kazakhstan and Iceland, which yeah, it was on here. But yeah, there you go about the box office, and goodbye.